In my past life, I was adopted by a poor family. My little sister Tiffany was taken in by a wealthy family, the Sinclairs. Yet, in less than 5 years, she was thrown out of the Sinclair house. She miserably died on the street. As for me, I studied hard and made it into an Ivy League school. Tiffany was thrown out of the Sinclair house. She miserably died on the street. Sinclair eftatist Eiling earned the Sinker. In the end, I built my own business empire, married Tony with my adoptive parents' blessing, gave birth to kids, and lived a long, happy life. Somehow, I was reborn. The second the couple from the poor family walked in, she ran straight to Tony.
Brother!
Threw herself into his arms, called him her brother. Then she grabbed our new parents' hands and looked back at me with that smug little smile I knew too well. Audrey, you can have the rich family. But just a heads up, the Sinclair's house is a prison. I'm not going back there. I looked at the young man who had once been my husband. I hoped he would say something.
Stay away from my sister.
So in the end, with my sister grinning like she'd already won, I walked toward the Lincoln with a chauffeur. That was the moment it hit me. One look at her face told me everything. She had been reborn too.
Get in, miss.
The Sinclairs had sent no one but a chauffeur. Same as the past life. At this exact point, the director of the orphanage told us we could choose our own family. Tiffany stepped in first, lifted her dit to her chin, and said, "I'm not living broke. You are the big sister. You better suffer for me." Then she got the rich family she wanted, and day by day, the smile disappeared from her face. And now, I was the one stepping into the Lincoln. The chauffeur kept talking as he pulled away. He told me about the Sinclair's house rules.
Got all that?
He looked at me in the rearview mirror with those keen eyes, waiting for an answer. I got it. We arrived fast. I followed the chauffeur into a mansion. It looked less like a home and more like a royal palace.
Mrs. Sinclair, she's here.
An elegant woman sat on the sofa, sipping tea. She sized me up slowly and beckoned to me.
Come here.
I walked over.
What's your name?
Audrey. That was the name the orphanage had given me.
Good. From now on, you're Audrey Sinclair. Brent, take her upstairs.
Yes, ma'am.
I followed the butler, step by step. Everything gleamed. Everything whispered money. But none of it shook me. In my past life, I had built this kind of life with my own hands. I knew what wealth looked like.
Miss, this is your room now.
He set my bag down by the bed.
Get some rest. I'll come back for you.
Then he left. I stepped inside and looked around. The room was perfect. And somewhere deep inside me, something stirred. Excitement. In my past life, I had no strong family background, yet I still built this kind of life with my own hands. This time, with the Sinclair name, I could become so much more. I was lost in thought when I heard shouting outside. A basketball came out of nowhere and slammed into my head. A boy was there. Zero manners. I knew who he was right away. Jasper Sinclair. He was into street racing, skydiving, anything dangerous enough to get him killed. Never serious, never still. In my past life, his legs were crushed in a racing accident.
Hello? You deaf or what?
His voice snapped in my ear. I came back to myself, picked up the ball, and did it over. Here you go, Jasper. He froze for half a second and said,
What an ass-kisser. You think living here gets you a cut of the Sinclair money? And remember, never call me by my first name. We're not that close.
He snatched the ball and walked off. For the next few days, I barely saw Mrs. Sinclair. The butler showed me around the mansion. When we were done, he handed me a printed schedule.
This is your schedule from now on. Starting tomorrow, you'll get private lessons in business management. Mrs. Sinclair arranged everything. Just study hard. If you do well, trust me, it'll pay off. You can handle that, right?
In my past life, I didn't get to learn any of this until I started my first company. This time, I was getting it at 15. Absolutely.
This girl learns frighteningly fast. She's not only finished the high school curriculum, but she's also mastered obscure business theory. At this rate, she won't even need to finish high school. She could start applying to universities now.
But that was never Mrs. Sinclair's plan. She wanted me to stay with Jasper through high school and then go to university with him. And she wanted me to rein him in.
Come here.
I walked over. She took my hand and pulled me down beside her on the sofa. Then she handed me an acceptance letter. Westfield High. A private boarding school, super elite.
You did well. Jasper's grades are a mess. Help him out. I don't expect miracles. Just make sure he passes.
Then she looked me right in the eye.
Get through high school with him, and I'll cover all your tuition and arrange the best change program for the two of you. Deal?
And I didn't hesitate. Thank you, Mom.
Good girl.
No limit. 1 day off. Since arriving at the Sinclair house, it was the first day that actually felt like mine. I had barely taken a few steps when I saw a face I knew. Tiffany. She was standing on the curb in the brutal heat, handing out flyers. Of course, she had to take a part-time job. In my past life, that was me. 3 jobs every summer. School on top of that. Housework after dark. Later, I found out why they took me in at all. Not because they wanted a daughter, because they wanted free labor. Hey there, want one? Audrey? So, you're living comfortably, huh? But don't say I didn't warn you. The Sinclair house isn't for girls like us. Mrs. Sinclair is far more evil than you think. Give it time, you'll find out. Oh, okay.
My parents are amazing, she said. Tony even helps me study. Oh, by the way, we got accepted into Westfield High early.
Westfield High? I almost laughed. The school was full of Rick Kidd's legacy names and a handful of brilliant scholarship students. In my past life, Tony and I had been the scholarship kids. Tiffany looked at me like she was already watching my funeral.
Our lives are only going to get better. You? You're going to end up dead in the streets!
Just as I was about to answer, a voice cut through the noise.
Tiff!
Tony! What are you doing here?
Tony walked over with a lunch bag in one hand.
Mom sent me. She wanted me to bring you lunch. It's blazing out here. Want me to cover for you for a while?
It's okay. I'm fine.
The Roberts would rather scrape together money for Tony's test prep than let Tiffany take a break. Same as the past life. Same pressure, same grind.
You're the best.
This is my sister Audrey. You met her at the orphanage.
Tony looked me over. His expression was cold, faintly disgusted.
Don't hang around people like that. Come on, let's go.
He grabbed her hand and pulled her away before I could say a word. Their voices still carried even after they walked away.
Tony, why are you being so mean? What if you scared her?
You're too nice. Girls like that are trouble. Stay away from her. One day she'll stab you in the back.
The words hit, like pressing on a bruise that had already healed wrong. I stood there for only a second. Then I looked down at the card Mrs. Sinclair had given me. I went luxury shopping. When I walked out of the stores with both hands full, Tiffany was still outside. The jealous look on her face was almost funny. What a show-off. You're still gonna die on the street. Tony and I, we're gonna run companies one day. She was so naive. The truth was, none of the shopping was for me. Everything I bought was for them. For Mrs. Sinclair. For Jasper. For the staff. Jasper was home. That was rare.
Well, look at that. You've been here for just a while and you're already spending money that doesn't belong to you.
Jasper. She's your sister.
In what world? I don't have a sister and I never will. You think I'm bringing this bump lad around my friends? Oh, please.
Jasper had never liked me, and I wasn't dumb enough to push him. Mom, this is for you. Then I handed out gifts to the butler and the rest of the household staff. The butler and the rest of the staff were only Jaspered. His face dropped on the spot.
Oh, come on. You really think a few gifts are enough to buy people off? You think that makes you—
Well, this one's for you. It was a custom race car model. I heard you're into racing. I saw it and thought of you. School started soon after that. I was already set to grab a cab on my own, but when I stepped outside, I saw a car waiting at the front. I smiled before I could help it. I ran over.
Jasper!
I told you not to call me by my first name. Well, get in. I don't have all day.
Oh, right. I climbed in, slowly, on purpose. Then I handed him the breakfast the cook had packed. Mom said there was one for each of us.
Who even eats breakfast these days?
But he still took it. He was back with that we don't know each other face.
Listen carefully. I don't care what Mom said, but at school, you do not tell people you're a Sinclair. You do not tell people we're related. If I hear any rumors, I'll blame you. Don't mind young Mr. Sinclair. He's always been like that.
I know. I stepped out after Jasper. And there they were, Tiffany and Tony, right by the front gates. Tony was handsome, clean-cut, straight-A golden boy, the quiet kind that made girls talk. A crowd had already formed around them. I caught snipshes as I walked by.
Did you hear about the transfer kid? He was top of the district. And his sister, too. She scored top 15. God, I wish my brother were like that.
My test scores landed me in the advanced academic class. I stepped into the classroom first. A few seconds later, Tony and Tiffany came in behind me.
Well, what a coincidence. Who would have thought we'd end up in the same class, sis?
Then again, with Sinclair money, getting you in here was probably easy. Not like Tony and me. We had to earn it. By the way, where's the Sinclair screw-up? Did his mommy buy him a seat too?
Tiff.
He moved to her side at once and put himself between us. That same disdainful look crossed his face again.
I told you not to hang around her.
Tiffany looked up at him with those wide, fake innocent eyes. She's my sister. She won't hurt me.
How would you know? He shot back.
I had zero interest in their little act, so I pulled out my business notes and kept to myself. When school let out, Jasper and I were supposed to meet at the front gate and head home together. He hated the idea. Mrs. Sinclair made it a rule. The first few days, he acted like it was torture, but every time he still showed up and always brought some snacks. The first time he held out a cupcake, I just stared at it.
Don't girls like these? What, you don't want one?
Well, of course I do. After that, it became a thing. Every day, something different. Fries, fruit cups, yogurt drinks. By the end of the week, I was pretty sure he had worked his way through half the snacks points near the school. By the end of the semester, things between us had gotten a lot better. That afternoon, I headed to the gate like always, already expecting to go home with him. He wasn't there. I waited. Checked the whole campus. Nothing. That was when I heard voices behind me.
Did you hear? Hear what? Jasper Sinclair is up at the ridge. Are you sure? 100%. It's about to start now.
My blood ran cold. Then it hit me. In the past life. Same day. Someone had talked him into a race. Someone had tampered with his car. The back ridge roads were steep, narrow, and built like a death trap. The crash had ruined him. His legs had been crushed. By the time help arrived, it was too late. He never walked again.
He's racing.
I froze. No. Not again. I took off running. By the time I got there, the race had already started. Cars tore across the dirt. Engines screamed. People were packed along the edge, shouting, filming, losing their minds. Dust filled the air. Next second, Jasper's red car fishtailed hard. The car shot off course, straight into the rocks. The crowd scattered. People started running, screaming. Nobody tried to help.
Jasper!
I sprinted for the wreck. I was 1 second away from reaching the door when someone grabbed me from behind and yanked me back. I hit the ground hard. An intimidating man stepped in front of me. He looked down at me and smirked.
That's your brother?
Call 911! He's dying!
Jasper was pinned behind the wheel. There was barely any space left around him.
Your brother pissed me off. You think I'll let you save him?
He crouched down and slapped me. Not hard. Just enough to humiliate me. I snapped. I shoved him back and hit him across the face with everything I had.
This is attempted murder. You touched that car. I know you did. I swear to God, I'll bury you for this.
Hoping to back them down, I reached for my phone. A hand snatched it away. Another blow came fast. A brutal slap. It knocked me sideways into the dirt.
Who the hell do you think you're talking to, kid?
A boot came down on my face. Pain exploded through my jaw. I saw someone I knew. Tony.
Tony, help me!
He turned. Started toward me. Suddenly, Tiffany showed up and grabbed his arm.
Tony, don't stay out of it. Those guys are dangerous. Please, let's just go.
Looked at the struggle on his face become compliance.
Okay.
Just like that. He looked at me one last time, then he turned and walked away with Tiffany. The man spit to the side and started back to the wrecked car.
No one puts their hands on me.
He lifted the hammer.
Now learn what that costs.
The second the hammer came down, I shut my eyes. But the pain never came.
Ugh.
I heard a moan by my ear. Jasper was in front of me. He had thrown himself between us.
Jasper, wake up! Come on, look at me!
Shut up.
The thugs stalked over, grabbed a fistful of my hair, air vanged in hair, and yanked me off the ground.
If you scream one more time, I'll sew your mouth shut myself.
I clawed at his wrist.
This is murder. You hear me? Murder! I called the cops. Let us go now, or...
I couldn't catch my breath or find my voice. I could only stare as his face twisted.
Cops? You think I'm scared of the cops? I'm gonna show you what happens when you come at me.
Then he smiled and threw me. I slammed into the ground so hard my head rang. Then he kicked him. Hard. Jasper curled in on himself, struggling in agony.
Jasper!
I threw myself forward and grabbed the thug's leg.
Don't touch him!